your general impressions from tonight's game?
Well, obviously it turned out to be a 2-possession game, but for most of the fourth quarter, it was a 1-possession game, and I'm proud of the way we consistently came back and fought and executed. A few defensive rebounds down the stretch we didn't get. It turned out to be really, really important in the game, and then what we tried to run with under 30 seconds left when we were down 2, we didn't really get what we were looking for. And give Park credit, they made a stop when they needed it, and they're a good team, but more so than anything else, proud of our effort. Our team really fought, and some of the adversity we've been through, the type of season that we've had. It certainly, would be not expected, but it would be possible for our team to not be fighting this way on February 19th, and they are. And they almost pulled out a pretty significant upset, so I'm proud of them for that. And a little more execution down the stretch, maybe a little better choice of what we were running, and the result would have been different. But strong effort by our team, and just wish we could have pulled it out.
As you alluded to earlier, your team twice overcame double-digit deficits to give yourself a chance going into the fourth quarter. What did you see in your squad that allowed your team to rally?
Well, we took care of the ball. We've had problems with turnovers the entire season, and to only have 15 against Park, the way they were playing both with their half-court man and some of the zone pressing and trapping looks they were showing, I think that was a big part of it, because if you get shots, good players are going to make them eventually, and we started to finish better in the second half, made some jump shots that we needed. So, it's just you try to string some stops together and you can erase deficits, and we showed a lot of heart to do that tonight, like you said, on a couple different occasions. So that's our team deserves a lot of credit for that.
In those rallies, your team was able to come up with a number of steals, including key stops by Angelica Medrano and Mariah Briscoe. What did you see out of their defensive hustle tonight that really sparked the squad on the offensive end as well?
Yeah, we haven't had a ton of, defense to offense this year, just because we have been so thin on our bench, which makes it tougher to pressure, which makes it harder to turn people over and turn, your defense into offense. So the ability to do that was really big, and give Angelica a ton of credit. She's really improved as a defender, and Mariah is a great defender, has been all season. So to see those two making plays was really big, and you're right, that kept us in the game, gave us a chance to come back, and ultimately, gave us a chance to win it down the stretch. So both of them played really good perimeter defense, and I thought our whole team did. I thought for the most part we worked hard to stop drives. They're a physical, bruising, quick driving team with good post players and good shooters, and you add 7 for 20 on 3-point shots, and they're a really tough cover. So I'm proud of how we defended them. It just wasn't enough in the end.
4 players in double figures, Mackenzie James and Shaylee Britt, the usual suspects with double-doubles, but Angelica Medrano, Mariah Briscoe with 13 and 11 respectively. Angelica has really found her groove late offensively and has been able to have numerous games in double figures. What have you seen out of her progression from the beginning of the season until now?
Well, it's provided us with a nice balance in that, Kenzie and Shaylee, like you said, do really well scoring on the interior, both off post touches and outside to inside drives. So you add the element of 3-point shooting that Jelly brings, and all of a sudden, teams have to defend you on the perimeter and the interior. So when she's knocking down 3-pointers, that makes us much tougher to guard, and she's really provided that pretty consistently since she came back in January.
Your team, as you alluded to, had a chance at the end. What were you saying to your squad in the huddle? And I know you weren't able to get done what you wanted, but just talk about what you were seeing from the baseline from your squad.
Well, it was an odd scenario with trying to determine who called the timeout first. So it ended up being a scenario where we didn't know if we were going to be able to advance the ball or not, and it turned out we could. So we tried to run our sideline play, and what Park did really well, which kind of went against their nature, was they sagged way off, which took away some of the curl screens and the back screens that we were going to set to try to free our people up, and we ended up not getting a shot just because Park played good defense and we never really got in position to get a look.
Finally, 2 more home games this week to conclude the season. What do you want to see out of your team in practice moving forward to help prepare for those contests?
Well, it's kind of a cliche, but at this point, when you're in the spot that we're in, we are playing for pride. And on that note, we showed a lot tonight. So that's what we're hoping that we can display again Thursday and Saturday, because we know this is the last 2 games that this particular team has. 3 of our players and 1 injured player. This will be the end of their careers at Stevens. So we're playing for them, and for our college, and seeing if we can, put a good finish on the season for this group, because when they play like they did tonight and show a lot of heart and determination to play a good team like that down to the last 30 seconds, they deserve a good finish, and we're going to try to provide that for them by playing the best that we can.